I'm Christy Watson with the Oklahoman's Editorial Board, and I'm here today with State Representative Leslie Osborn to talk about State Question 754. Representative Osborn, explain exactly what 754 will do.
754 has a twofold purpose. I wrote it in 2009, the first year I was in the legislature, when I saw the extreme fiscal impact that 744 would have on the state, and which of course is the one that was the Hope petition circulated by the Teachers Labor Union. And when I saw the appropriations process and how that would totally change our appropriations process, it really scared me. So I wrote this legislation with a twofold effect. The first one being that it says that no special interest group, no union, no any one agency could ever come to the legislator or to the legislature and say, you know, I am okay with you funding the other 80 appropriated agencies the way you always have since statehood, but you're going to fund us different. And you're going to fund us according to this formula that we've picked, and we're going to receive this much revenue. Because that really takes all of our hearings on fiscal responsibility and looking at what agencies do out of our hands. And it also puts it in the hands of legislators in other states who we really can't vote out. And so we really would have no say anymore in over half of our budget. So what this would do is change the Constitution to say that no one group could ever come to us again and say, you know, you're going to fund us different. The second part of that is that if any group had done that prior to, at the same time as, or after, it would nullify it. Now, the reason I did that was because there's so much misinformation being put out about 744. There's a lot of out-of-state labor union money come in. The commercials are flashy, they're beautiful, but people aren't really hearing the facts about what that would do fiscally to our state. And living in a balanced budget state, which is a good thing, we have no choice except to balance the books before we leave in May of every year. And it's absolutely devastating. So what this would do is hopefully, if it passed, it would nullify 744. It doesn't mean that there wouldn't be lawsuits, might not be tied up in court, but that would give us more time to work on an alternative. But that was my intention, was to hopefully nullify. Now the one thing that is interesting, if both of them received enough yes votes, what would you do? Because they're opposed to each other. Mm-hmm. So there's a statute in our Constitution that says if there's ever two diametrically opposed questions on the ballot, the one that receives the most votes trumps. So it's confusing, and and I don't know if it's ever happened before, but that would be the case if there were yes votes on both and if they both passed.
Well, thank you, Representative Osborn, for joining us today. The election for State Question 754 and the 10 others on this year's ballot will be November 2nd.